Yes, and it's actually quite common in species where males have complex sexual displays that they use to impress females in courtship, that they will sometimes spend years practicing those courtship displays on each other before they're ever assessed by a female in mate choice. So in species like birds of paradise and bowerbirds and these rifle birds here, males don't just hatch out of the egg knowing how to produce these complex, multifaceted, highly coordinated displays that they'll need to produce really well to impress females in mate choice. Instead, they spend sometimes years practicing their displays, oftentimes courting one another in order to hone those display elements that will be critical in mate choice once they're adults. And what's so cool is that this need for long periods of experience and practice in honing these displays has driven the evolution of what we call long-term delayed plumage maturation, where juvenile males wear juvenile plumage or subadult plumage for years while they're courting one another and practicing their displays before they ever molt into their adult plumage, at which point they might be assessed by a female in mate choice. And a great example of a species where we see this long-term delayed plumage maturation coinciding with extensive practice and learning of male displays is in the satin bowerbird, the species I studied for my PhD dissertation, where males don't molt in their adult blue-black plumage, that's an adult male right there, until they're 7 years old. Until their 7th year, they wear some version of this subadult, almost female-like plumage. If I'm guessing, I'm going to say that is about a 6-year-old satin bowerbird male, and that one looks like about a 5 or a 6-year-old to me. And during this entire time, they are spending much of their days practicing their courtships on one another. And for anybody out there looking for a wicked cool master's or PhD thesis, consider the fact that while we can acknowledge that learning and practice seem like they are really important in these species for males to hone these displays that will be critical for them if they're going to be successful in attracting females as mates as adults, we know very little about the actual role of learning and practice in these species, especially when we compare that to how much we know about the role of learning and practice in the development of song in songbirds. So there is a PhD and master's thesis out there waiting for someone interested in studying learning in these species with highly complex male displays.